Yo, what up? This is Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. You can catch me on the Bootleg Kev podcast.
Bootleg Kev Show, special guest in here, the conglomerate known as Jason Lee.
You know, it's so funny when I first moved to LA and I was a consultant. I was consulting people on shit. My company was called the Conglomerate Group.
Oh, really?
I swear to God.
Well, then check you out, man. You're building yourself a media empire. Congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
I think it's dope too because I saw first of all, I always preferred Hollywood Unlocked over Shade Room and Baller Alert because I always thought you guys, when we would do shows,
you gonna just be controversial out the gate?
No. I'm being honest.
Damn.
If
What's up, Angie and Robin?
No. They're great. I'm letting you know if you were to go to my saved posts, over the last 6 years, 90% of all of my news,
it's Hollywood Unlocked.
Is Hollywood Unlocked, bro.
Well, why Hollywood Unlocked?
I just feel like you guys were I feel like you guys are more active, I guess. If that makes sense. I feel like Baller Alert sometimes, I might get 5 or 6 posts a day some days where if I'm really trying to see what the fuck's going on in real time, I'll go to you or, even my mixtapes post shit but
they're pretty active too.
They're super active, but I do feel like, you've kind of all, for me, been a great source of doing show prep, just as a radio personality. And now you're fucking killing it. I loved what you were doing with Damage during the pandemic, and to see you kind of turn into Jason Lee being kind of as big or bigger than your company and the Jason Lee Show, man. Just congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I first want to shout out Robin and Angie, two amazing women who inspire me in different ways. Angie at the Shade Room was somebody who was
Shade Room's the Michael Jordan of this, right?
We're all different,
right.
And that's the thing. When I first came in the game, everybody was saying, "Oh, don't do Hollywood Unlocked because the Shade Room and Baller Alert's been here before everybody, and Shade Room has this many followers, and there's no room in the space." And I always believed in myself. I was always like, "Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do." I mean, I'm a person who survived the hood. I came out of nothing. I fucking been shot. I've seen all types of shit happen. There's no way you survive all that and think that you can't be anything you want to be. Angie at the Shade Room was the first to really guide me on how to build.
She's super cool too. She's a sweetheart. Yeah.
How to build audience, how to really connect with them, and how to focus on your content. And then Robin, when I lost my Instagram, was the person who guided me through the lawsuit and checked on me every day. And even still today with the new show, checks on me, and we have a great relationship.
And they have a dope Baller Alert Radio is dope. They're both dope. But
Baller Alert's in the films. We're all just very different. I think the one thing that makes us unique, where I think you see me more, is Jason Lee is also a brand in the face of Hollywood Unlocked. So you see me a lot more. You hear my shows and my interviews, and so you see me more. I don't know. That's what.
And whoever's posting for y'all is just on top of it, bruh.
No, they killing it.
They're on it.
They killing it.
It's crazy because it used to be let me check TMZ or so. No, let me see this. Hollywood Unlocked posted. I know when you posted that the Queen died. Me and my co-host James Jefferson, we were praying. We were and this is a bad thing to. Okay, we weren't praying that she was.
Nah, y'all wanted her to be dead.
No, we didn't want her to be dead.
I mean, you wanted the story to be true.
But I was very I was oh, this is huge.
Yeah, colossal.
This would be huge if Jason nails it. How when something like that happens, obviously she ended up passing away after, but
allegedly. I mean, listen, social media, they killed me. Oh, I was wrong, and then you didn't really see her, and then they came back and said, "Oh, Jason was right the whole time." I have to say, in the business that I'm in, you have to trust your sources. I've learned a lot since that experience, though. I still trust the source, because the source, if I ever said the source, which I won't, is somebody that all of us would just gag if you just heard the person who told me. But then,
shout out to Prince Harry. I'm kidding.
No, it wasn't her. I wish. But no, but then on the other hand, it was a huge gamble, and we rolled the dice, and sometimes you hit and sometimes you don't, and it was just one of those things where I loved that I went through that, because it just showed everybody that I was human. We made a mistake. We came back and owned it, and we corrected, and we kept it pushing, and we're still getting deals. We're still growing, So,
for people who don't know, are you from Stockton?
Stockton, yeah.
So the 209 is a very serious place.
People don't understand it. That's why they were talking about how ruthless the industry is. No, go to Stockton.
Stockton's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My manager, Brian Sampson, is from Stockton.
I know Brian.
Unfortunately for both of us.
Yeah.
And one day he convinced me to not take a flight home from San Francisco, because I was going to fly from San Francisco back to Burbank. and he was driving, and he was like, bro, I don't want to drive alone. Just drive with me. You know, you'll get there in the morning. So I'm like, fine, I'll go with you.
To Stockton?
No. We're supposed to drive from the Bay back to LA.
Okay.
So I pass out in the front seat and I wake up in the middle of the trenches of Stockton while he's giving me an unvolunteered like hood vlog tour at like 1 a.m. And it's a rough place, man. Stockton's serious. Tell me a little bit about just like your childhood growing up, man.
Yeah, Brian's a hometown hero too, because even earlier in my, when I was before the industry, I always heard of, he did great making it to LA, working in the music business, and then he would always go home and
DJ Fly.
And he would give people hope that they could make it in the business. But and I don't have a relationship with him, but I just know of him, of course.
Lucky for you, by the way.
Stockton is great. I mean, even though it's a difficult city, I really feel like it has its challenges, like most inner city communities around the country. I grew up with a white mom and a black father who was always married to his wife. She just passed away a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have a relationship with them the way that I had with my mom. But I was a product of my community. I tried to sell drugs, wasn't good at that, got shot, watched my brother get murdered, had lots of friends die. I was talking to my friend the other day that when I think about how many people died in the year of just 1997 alone, my brother, tons of friends. I was almost at a funeral every other week for like 3 or 4 months. And I really look at Stockton as the place where I first got my interest in the business. I met Queen Latifah. That light, that idea that I could be more than my community was there. But now I'm back building my foundation and working with my mayor and my city council to launch an initiative called the I'm Ready Initiative, where we're going to target black and brown kids to bring in all the people I built a relationship with to create programming and Zoom meetings and stuff with these kids to give them hope. But then embedded in that is a lot of behavioral change and program and systemic changes that they have to make in order to be eligible. So I'm excited. I know the narrative about Stockton, and it's true, it is dangerous, but there's also so much hope there. And I always look at an opportunity where, okay, yeah, it may be fucked up, but if the right people care enough, then they'll do what it takes to make it better.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the up and coming artists like have died recently. It's rough, man. There's like super dope, thriving hip hops. To me, Stockton is like the most exciting scene in hip hop in California.
Oh, really?
It's bubbling.
See, I'm not as tapped in on the music side.
It's lit. Yeah. Shout out to everybody doing their thing out there. We had the Haiti Baby. Do you know who Haiti?
Oh, of course.
That freestyle on our show that went viral.
No, because of you, I saw him, and then he came on my show, and I think he came on my show at a time where he wasn't really ready to do media because he was just new.
Yeah.
But he's super talented, and now that I've seen him grow and come to LA, and I've had lunch with him and met him again.
Very articulate, solid dude, man.
Very good person, and he's very talented, and I know a lot of people who matter are watching him.
Yeah, Jeezy just signed with CTE with Jeezy.
Oh, nice.
So congrats to him. So how do you get from being a kid from Stockton who's been through so much shit to LA?
Well, I had a job. I mean, before entertainment, I worked for a labor union called SEIU. I was the staff director for Kaiser Permanente. So Kaiser hospitals all throughout California. I was one of the 3 directors who led a team of organizers who organized all the hospitals and clinics. So that came by way of me losing my job, but being very vocal with the city about what I felt was right or wrong about the firing. They saw me advocating for myself. They offered me a job. I was a Kaiser patient at the time. I felt like, now I'm going to be a Kaiser patient with the privilege of advocating for other patients at the level of organizing the leaders. So I did that work for 11 years. And when we merged at the time it was Local 250 merged with Local 399, it became SEIUHW. I was the first staff to come down and help lead the statewide program to really move people into what the union was going to be about. And when I got here, I had established so many relationships from visiting over the years, having met Queen Latifah 30 years ago and just over the years meeting people. So when I got here and I started going to Supper Club, I started going to Ledoux, I started going to Garden of Eden, then I started popping up at Jamie Foxx. I just fell in love with the industry again from an idea that I could abandon my job to follow my dreams. And over time it happened. And naturally when it was time, I just went Hollywood Unlocked full time.
When did you make the decision to quit the job? Was it because you made a certain amount of money?
No, they fired me.
Oh, they fired you. So you had really kind of no choice.
They didn't fire me because I did anything wrong. When we merged with the unions, there became a lot of inner union fighting that it just was beyond my pay grade. So when they removed our president, I was very loyal to the leadership and I'm a loyal person. Like when I ride for you or ride with you, I'm 10 toes down, period. I don't care what nobody says unless you do some real crazy shit.
Right.
So they removed the president, and they took all the staff. There was probably 300 some staff. They took us all into different hotels around the state, and we were faced with a decision. You either sign a letter and say that you to all the members you've led for all these years that you were lying to them all this time, or you just quit. So we were faced with the decision of lying to the people or quitting, and I just decided to quit, and I just quit.
So from there, it was like, I'm all in now on
There's
this
no
other
other
shit.
choice.
There's no choice.
That's when I started Conglomerate Group, and I started putting, oh, you want Chris Brown? Oh, you want this person? Okay, 10%, 10%. I started 10%ing my way into survival mode.
Middleman in a lot of deals.
Absolutely. I still do it.
It's a great hustle.
I still do it to this day.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. I mean, that's good to know. So for you, like, when did you, do you remember like a month or like a point in time where you really realized like there was really like some tread hitting the ground with Hollywood Unlocked? Like you could turn this into something that was like,
I mean, I can't remember the moment where I go, this is actually doing something. Like, I remember when we first started, we started with $100.
What year was this?
It was 2015,
Okay.
October. $100, an Instagram, website. And then while I was building it, I called Mona to get on Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
But while I was doing it, we were so head down in the work that we weren't paying attention to the growth. We weren't counting numbers, counting followers, counting comments. We were just so into the work and perfecting the storytelling and what was going to differentiate us from our competitors and how were we working with those competitors to be collaborators. And we were just head down. And then I remember we went from like 0 followers to like, I remember the day we went to we had 60,000, because that was the day where we were like, damn, we got 60,000 followers.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I remember one day we hit 100, then it was 300, then it was 500, then it was 1 million. And so I remember all those moments of where we were hitting those milestones, and we just kept trying to perfect the consumer experience, because ultimately we at first were just a place where we're talking about what was hot, what was going on, but then people started picking us up, and we were going all across the world in different news trades, and then we started seeing politicians reach out. So we're like, oh, damn. Then I remember an article came out that we swayed an election. So I'm like, okay, we have real influence.
Which election was it?
This was back home in Stockton.
Okay.
Where I literally just said my opinion on something, and it got picked up by LA Times, and then different people ran it, and then the vote literally, it swayed. And the person came out and said that a disgruntled former resident who used his platform for him to lose, and it wasn't true. It was just that you weren't a good mayor and you needed to go. So once I started seeing our influence, then I was like, yo, we were really honing in on making sure that we were hitting all demographics. So pop culture, all things culture, politics. How do we hit all these three things from a world perspective? Like, what do people want to hear that the whole world can talk about? What can they talk about in Nigeria that they'll talk about in London, that they'll talk about in LA, that they're going to talk about in Arkansas? How do we create that content? And then it became a very strategic thing where we started looking at the needle, like, okay, this got 12 million views, or this got, oh, okay, now this show got X amount of. That's how we really looked at the growth, and now we're just growing more.
Yeah, you're also like, what I appreciate about you is that you're very like, you'll hop on the feed of and like, hey, if you're serious about your business,
period,
hit us up.
Because so many people think that success comes by luck. Yeah, maybe if you hit the winning ticket in the lottery.
Right.
This shit is a fucking grind. And I tell everybody online that keeps posting these fucking TikToks and these boring ass pieces of content, you're lazy, and nobody likes lazy content. Everybody can tell what's lazy. Some people may get that quick, overnight success, the boom gangs, the one hit wonders or whatever, and that's fine if that's what you want. But if you want sustainable success, you have to invest in your brand. I paid for advertising. I advertised Hollywood Unlocked. And I marketed the fuck out of my shit.
And if you have like an up-and-coming business or like a product, why wouldn't you advertise your shit?
Especially on a platform that creates small business programs for people who are new. We have the Fashion Novas of the world, or the McDonald's and Pepsi's, but then there's, somebody may start a hair care company or a t-shirt line or something. We make sure we carve out space for those people to be able to, advertise their brands too.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
For you, when did you kind of like want to expand? Because Instagram's one business model, being a blog is a business model, but you've kind of expanded the brand into so many different like branches of like just expanding the portfolio. Obviously now we have the Jason Lee show, which congrats on the first episode with Cardi B.
Thank you.
But when did you kind of realize like, yo, there's just so much more here than just being a blog or being the gossip site?
When my Instagram went down, because that was like where most of our revenue was coming from, and when that shit went down.
Was that 2019?
It was 20. Shit, I don't even know. It was probably 2017, 2018. It may have been 20. It's a blur now. It was a
I remember
long,
when that happened because and then I would try
long
to.
time.
There was like a different page you guys had, right?
Yeah, we had a fucking, what do you call those? A backup page?
Yeah, the backup page going.
Yeah, and then that became complicated because then Instagram was like, if you lost Hollywood Unlocked, you can't have a backup to that because you lost it.
Because you lost it for a reason.
That company whatever. It was crazy. I think once I lost that, it scared me because I think the thing that for me that I never followed my dreams early on was the fear of not being able to pay my bills. Mm-hmm. That's everybody's dream. That's everybody's fear, which is why a lot of people are afraid to start their own brands.
And they're afraid to quit their full-time job.
The union was paying me $5,000 every other week. So every other week I was hood rich on Thursday. On Friday I was hood rich. On Thursday I was broke.
Right.
But every other Friday I had money. So to leave that, I was forced to leave it, but then hustling to then leave all that to really focus everything and to put all my eggs in one basket was scary. And so when I lost the Instagram, my whole focus was, okay, fuck that. When I come back, we're going to diversify this brand. Mm-hmm. We're going to have at least 10 to 15 streams of revenue. And if 10 to 15 streams of revenue are bringing in 5,000 each, you can kind of do the math if we do that on a monthly basis.
Of course.
Now, of course, we're, making close to 7 figures every month. But so now it's a more sustainable model because now that the brand has become validated and has created its own lane, now it's just about how do we plug and play into other areas.
Yeah. I think like the one thing that most people, you were saying earlier, the fear of paying your bills, it's like it kind of like paralyzes people's progress.
Absolutely.
Like so many people I know, like in my personal life, have so much potential, and I always am like, yo, you should do this. Like I got a homie who's like in the best shape ever. He works out every day, and I've been trying to convince him to be a personal trainer and start a gym for like it feels like my entire adulthood, and now he just has a normal job and he's miserable. And I'm like, dude, you got to roll the dice sometimes.
You have to feel like your dreams are worth fighting through the fear. My whole motto when I wrote my book, God Must Have Forgotten About Me, I wrote about fear over faith, faith over fear. When I used to get on a plane early on, I'd be like, oh my God, this plane's going to crash. This plane's going to, the turbulence, we're going to die. But then on one hand, I'm over here listening to gospel music, telling people that you have to have faith in God, you have to have faith in this. So I had to really go back into what I believe. What is my faith? What is the foundation of the Jason Lee person? And what is the foundational belief that the Jason Lee experience should exude? Faith over fear. So my faith is, I had to find the faith that I believed in myself enough to get through the fear. And most people, when I talk to them, like I was talking to my therapist today, I'm in therapy. I was saying to him, I'm gonna do this new show that I'm selling to this network, and I want to bring you in to do this therapeutic session. But I was telling my creative idea for it. And I said, well, why don't you do a show where you sit down and work with people who've been canceled and work through why they've been canceled in a way that makes them, uncancelable.
That sounds like $1 million idea.
We were talking about it. He was like, yo, I would do that because he works with other celebrity and public figures. And I'm like, yo, I started telling him my ideas. And he was like, yo, you're able to come up with ideas that is unlike anybody else. I said, that's not true. I'm able to focus because that is something that I believe in. And anybody that believes in something, if they can just push past the fear, like I feel like anything is possible.
Yeah, I saw you do like a breakdown of like all the new shit that's rolling out. Yeah. And it's not just the Jason Lee show.
No.
It's like you're doing a live stream.
There's Jason Lee experience.
You're doing like Monday through Friday, there's like gonna be something, right?
So there's the Jason Lee show on Revolt. And you're the first person on this whole run for people to ask me this question because I think people are, and I love that people are focused on the show. But people who are
when you made that announcement, I was like, oh shit,
yeah,
that's a lot.
So the Jason Lee show on Revolt, we filmed 5 episodes last week before I went on the press tour, but that's going to air once a week on Revolt, 10 p.m. Eastern on Revolt TV cable. Then the audio for that rolls out the day before. Mm-hmm. And so what was holding up the deal was trying to figure out where's this audio going to live because I was also in the negotiations for a podcast deal. So the audio now rolls out on the Jason Lee podcast on Mondays. It airs on Revolt Cable on Tuesdays and then Revolt YouTube on Wednesdays. And the experience is different because you get a 44-minute cut down on Revolt, but then you get, like Cardi B, we gave a 44-minute cut down on Revolt TV. But then we did an hour and 27 minutes on Revolt YouTube. So it's all the stuff that you don't see on the TV show, you see on the YouTube. And then I felt like, okay, what is it that I don't want to be the talk show host or the host that just talks to the audience. I want to hear from them what the fuck they think about what we're talking about. So we created Jason Lee After Dark, where that Wednesday when the YouTube hits and everybody's heard it on audio, watched it on cable, watched it on YouTube, they can then come into a live experience, like a watch what happens lifestyle environment at night, and we can be drinking and talking, and fans can come in and on
ask
video,
questions,
or call in, talk their shit, and then the Jason Lee podcast will air on Fridays, and so the Jason Lee After Dark will be on HollywoodUnlocked.com. We have a paid place or membership place.
Right. Hey, we got to stop the interview to tell you about our folks at MyBookie. That's right, baby. Super Bowl's coming. Well, in a month or so. We got the playoffs right now. You could get those future bets in on who you think out of this barrage of teams that made it to the playoffs is going to win the Super Bowl. You could bet player props. We can go NBA action on them. So much ways to make money with all the sports going on, and you could do it all at MyBookie right now. If you go to MyBookie and you sign up for a new account, use the promo code BOOTLEG, and they will match your first deposit up to $1,000. You know what's dope about MyBookie? Not only can you bet on your favorite sports, but you could also get a little blackjack going, little slot machines and that thing. A little roulette. So much ways to get paid on MyBookie. The most important thing is, though, if you sign up and you use the promo code BOOTLEG at MyBookie, go to MyBookie. Use the promo code BOOTLEG, and they're going to match your first deposit up to $1,000 right fucking now. Listen, I'm a degenerate, but I'm pretty good at this. I've been using MyBookie for like 10 years. All right? Very trusted. They're the best. Trust me, they are the fucking best. Wherever you're at, if you're watching this, you can sign up for a MyBookie account. One more time, that's MyBookie. Use the promo code BOOTLEG, and they will double your first deposit up to $1,000. Free fucking money. Let's get to it. All right, boys, back to the interview. Let me understand, because I see a lot of big podcasts are going the direction of doing deals with Revolt and having their content live on Revolt's YouTube channel. I'm sure that the monetary compensation is the main motivation for that. For you, though, you feel like a really strategic guy.
Yeah.
Why not have the Jason Lee Show live on your own channel that you own and you control?
Great.
I mean, I know it's money,
Great question.
but just from like a person on this side of the camera, like I'm just curious, because I see a lot of people do it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great question. One, shout out to Tavio Samuels, the CEO of Revolt. Brilliant.
They're killing it.
Brilliant black man who believes in culture, who believes in black creators, who believes in creators of culture, period. And I've been really big on ownership of your content, being able to create strategic partnerships to elevate your brand, finding people who believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. And Tavio did that. I talked about faith over fear and being able to have there was a fear to like run up on Diddy for a deal or to hit Diddy for a deal. And then I got over that and I got his number and I called him directly and he put me with Tavio and Dion on his team. And we've been able to really craft a relationship with Dion on the Daily On side and with them at Revolt. What I love about them and why I chose them over all the other networks we're talking about is because when we got into the weeds of the deal, ownership was important to me. So I share in the ownership of the content I create with them, but I own the show name and I own a share in the profit of the show equally. So we're partners. I don't work for them. They don't work for me, but our teams have integrated and aligned in a way where I went with a 5-person publicist team and there's 6 publicist team and now there's 11 publicists working on the show. That only amplifies the Jason Lee brand. That only amplifies the visibility. And I love the fact that they also do paid media as much as we do earned media. So the way we just worked this whole rollout with Cardi, over 4 billion media impressions, over 7 million social media impressions, trended number 2 on.
No, I saw you post like the email screenshot of like the stats. It was crazy.
And that's the first episode.
Right.
We plan to keep going. So yeah, I think the fact that they believe in the ownership and of the content was great. I don't know why everybody else did. The money is good. I won't say it's not. But you know what? I've been offered deals where people have come to me and said, what if we offer you $15 million to come over here, but we own all your content outright?
Fuck that.
You own are you fucking dumb?
Yeah, fuck that.
Nah.
Sure.
Because I can get the 15 million.
Because you're obviously financially well off compared to like a lot of people. Like I'm not in your business, but you're not doing too bad. But you could easily, I mean, you did it with the Hollywood Unlocked show, right?
Yes.
But you could easily have pulled off this entire thing without Revolt's help.
I could have.
But I do think that this is also a lesson that like some people get so hung up in being like, nah, I got this. I'm over here on my own. That it's like, you said strategic partnerships that can benefit what you're doing. I think some people, especially in like hip hop culture, are so like hung up on being independent now, and not necessarily like. Sometimes it's very beneficial to partner. Yeah. Because the bag is bigger in the long run.
Yeah, but you got to pay attention. Like, pay attention to all the greats that are out there. Because I'm paying attention, right? We just got our valuation, $50 million valuation.
Congratulations. I saw you guys just locked down some funding for like $1.8 million or something.
Well, it's a little bit more than 1.7, but because of the way it's structured, we can only announce the 1.7 now, but there's more to come. But, we have some really good strategic partners. A lot of people offer me money, this and that, whatever. I still own 90% of the company. I still have control of the company, and I make
the 10% is investors?
Correct. Okay. There's a group of people that are strategics. Right. So, again, these are people who, have access to billions of dollars, have access to huge infrastructure. I just met with somebody yesterday who was like, don't close that round until I can get in there. And this person, going to open the whole world up in terms of brands. So when I look at how I built it, Jay-Z said, somebody who, people are afraid to sell equity in their business. Do you want to get to that $1 billion status? It's not about what you give away. It's about how you sell it off, or how do you allow people to get in strategically. So if I have 50% of a company that's worth $1 billion, I walk away with $500 million.
Or would you rather have 100% of the company that's worth $1 million?
Right. So that really, you just have to decide what you want to do. And that for me was always like, I look at the Jay-Z's, I look at like the Puff. Diddy is the best marketer in the business. If you followed his career from Uptown, and I followed it, and so to be able to be on a network that's black owned, that he's actually greenlit, and that Datavio is leading.
Also even Diddy, look to him like Diddy. Bad Boy had partners in the whoever their major distributor. It's Ciroc. There's a liquor partner there. Diddy's the face of it, but
he's an extremely smart man, and I'll be very clear. I don't have a relationship with him like that.
Right.
I got his number, and he's on text, but we're not on the phone every day like I am with other people. I don't have that relationship with him. And I don't know where the relationship will go, and I don't know what the future holds. But for right now, I really love what we're doing over there. And, we have ideas for where we want to take the show. Of course, this is like we're dating now. Right? Mm-hmm. We're trying to see.
Episode 1 is a success, that's for sure.
Episode 1 was colossal. But, that comes with a lot of pressure. What's episode 2 going to do? Or episode 3. But I don't have any. I'm not worried about it because I know that I'm more locked into this than I've been in anything I've ever done.
For you have some strong alliances with artists that are your actual friends, Cardi being one of them. Obviously, there's probably not anybody else who could get the interview that you just got. How careful are you about covering people who are your friends?
I'm not careful. I will say that my team I have to shout out the Hollywood Unlocked team, especially the social people, and they're going to love that you highlighted them because nobody ever gives them credit. They are, when shit goes down, and if it's involving somebody they know I'm close with, they'll say, heads up, this is out. We're going to run it. Here's our idea. They'll tell me it because
here's the angle we're going to run it.
Yeah, they're going to run what it is, but they'll tell us this is what we're going to say. This is what we're going to do. They give me an opportunity to call the person and say, hey, this is about to run. Do you want to tell me what's going on or give me some input? Most people will give it to me. Others will not. And then we'll run it. But if I hear from them something that makes me go, we ain't running that. This is bullshit. And I've done that many times where I've killed stuff that my team wants to run because based on all the information I have, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I don't, I was telling, Cardi said on the show how I told her I didn't like hot shit. We were in a heated argument about something completely unrelated because we don't really talk about music or the news. We just talk about life shit. I fucking love this girl, right? So we're talking, but we're in a heated argument. She's cussing me out. I'm cussing her out. And I said, and I think hot shit is whack, And she was quiet, and I really felt like I hurt her feelings, but she's a thug. So she came back at me, whatever, but she appreciates me enough to give me the space to be honest with her, and I to her, and she criticizes me. So I don't know. I don't have that relationship with everybody, though. But one person I will say that most people don't know, I know or have access to, that I won't lie and say that we're friends, but we are very friendly on text and on the phone when we need to be, is The Weeknd. And he always he only reaches out when he's giving me my flowers, which is weird because we write about when his voice fell out at the show and he just walked off, or when this or that, or the good things, when hits all these different goals, whatever. But we're not super chatty on the phone. But it's something weird about this guy where he always tunes in to give me my flowers when I'm making moves. And it's people like that sometimes I just don't call because I feel like they're gonna feel some type of way about me or the work that I do. So I'm I just kind of stay away. But to the people that I do have real personal, deep relationships with, I'm never going to compromise what I do. And those people that are my friends know what I do and they appreciate what I do.
So they can at least understand like you have a job to do.
They'll call me and be like, "That was fucked up." I'm like, "Okay, well, what you want to give me to, what you want to give me? Like, what are we doing?
How many have you, like, has there been a certain amount of times you've taken stuff down because someone asked you like, hey, look,
I can only say that I took the one thing that comes to mind, and I won't say it because it was a very, very tricky thing. I did take one thing down once that I knew I put it up on purpose to get the attention, and once the attention was got, I was able to say, okay, I'll take that down. But I only did that one time, and I'm growing, learning how to not use the platform like that to intentionally get people's attention, because for a while when the doors went open for me, I was like,
you had to shake the cage a little.
I have a relationship with every artist in the world. Every artist in the world. I do through Hollywood Unlocked. Some just don't participate. If you participate, there's one experience. If you don't, then you leave us to assume or gather the facts that we get. And then once it hits the internet, it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
So people are learning, like, I'm not really trying to be the bad guy, but make no mistake about it, I don't give a fuck. And I'm from Stockton, California, where I was born and raised. What's gonna happen? Y'all gonna kill me because I said something? Okay, well, if that's the way I'm going out, I'll be legendary. I'm not worried about that.
I was gonna say, like, I felt like you made a transition. Everybody has growth, but from being like the Jason Lee who wasn't as big as Hollywood Unlocked to now your brand is kind of parallel to your company. Do you feel like there was like, because you've had some public spats with artists, like you said early on, you would shake the cage up. I mean, the Nicki thing alone is, but do you feel like there was like an incident or a moment in which you kind of decided to move a little differently in terms of like stirring up unnecessary shit?
See, the thing, I really don't feel like I ever started unnecessary shit. I feel like everything I've started or stirred up was necessary. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let you bully me. I don't care who you are. And I've had moments with everybody. I mean, with everybody you could think of. I mean, I've had moments with people that people haven't even seen. I don't think I've ever done anything unnecessarily. I just have, I just now choose more strategically how I respond. Sometimes I'll deal with stuff with behind the scenes or whatever. I'm trying to really live in my purpose now. I'm 45 years old. I'm still very hungry, but I'm also very blessed and have a lot of opportunities in front of me. And so I think back about a conversation Queen Latifah and I had where she said, really focus on building your audience and then take them on a journey with you, but don't ever abandon them. So the people who love the tea, that's what the Jason Lee podcast is going to be about. Big opinions, very unapologetic.
Every Friday, you're going to kind of like wrap up the week.
Oh, my God. Very unfiltered, yes. Yeah. But, less the whole dick, pussy, fuck, this, that. Right. I mean, just, but very, very blunt. And very unapologetic. And then I think the Jason Lee show, I want to interview Michelle Obama. I want to talk to Barack Obama. These are people that are important to me. I don't want to scare people to the extent that they don't want to talk to me. Mm-hmm. But I also want to be able to keep it real and ask the questions that people want to know. Like, I have to ask Cardi about the song that Quavo did that involves Saweetie. Right. I have to ask her about the lawsuit with Tasha K.
Nobody else can ask these questions, by the way.
Well, they can if they can get the interview.
Yeah, I don't
know. I don't know.
No. This is what's going to happen. Cardi's going to go to, whenever she does her run, there's going to be a long list from Dwight from Atlantic, and it's going to be like, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about... You're not getting that list.
I got the list.
Did you throw it away?
She threw it away.
Wow.
I got the list. Long fucking list.
That's a lot.
Cardi said, nah, we doing an interview. I mean, you're good. You're good. Let me say this. People don't understand the fucking hard shit that people that do this go through. Mm-hmm. What I've said at Hollywood Unlocked, I'm not letting a publicist tell me what I can and can't ask. I'm not letting a manager, if you want my audience, if you want my consumer base, if you want to talk to me, if you want me to make your shit look good for my world, you can say you don't need it. You're not going to tell me, because they would never do it to Oprah. Mm-hmm. Never. They would never tell Oprah, you can't talk about this. Oprah gonna sit down and say, Meghan and Harry.
Or Ellen. Or any of these fucking people.
Meghan, how you thought your black ass was gonna go over there with them white folks in London, put a crown on, and they weren't gonna look at you as a black girl. Girl, bye. Right. You're never gonna be able to tell Oprah what you can and can't ask. And so when I look at the culture now and how talk is just very much like, let's talk about your album. I don't want to just talk about your fucking album. I want to talk. Cardi wasn't on a radio run. Cardi didn't have anything to promote.
You right?
She just pulled up. And when this list came, I'm not gonna say what I said, but I didn't. Cardi called me as soon as I got the list because I was in the chat, because she knew what I was going to say, and she just it was funny. We had a moment. But then she pulled up and she said, ask whatever you want, because she knew that she could trust I was going to be respectful.
You're not going to try to set her up with some gotcha shit.
I don't do that.
And the great platforms don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do that. But I do feel like a lot of the platforms that do it is because they got to get something, because you fucking tell them they can't talk about Jesus, they can't talk about oxygen, they can't talk about water, they can't talk about this table, they can't even talk. How about you just don't ask me any questions?
So you just want me to talk about your album? That's it.
I'm never that person.
Yeah.
And I hate radio runs when publicists will say, and this is just for example, because I love this person, but Gucci Mane has an album. Okay, look, if I'm number 5 on that, I ain't gonna know what the fuck to ask him, because I'm not, that's where he's gonna walk into an interview and I'm playing Jeezy.
Yeah.
To create a conversation or a mood. But I don't want that no more. I want to be able to authentically interview a Gucci and a Keisha and be like, yo, you guys are the epitome of black love in hip hop, where we watch you. Like, I mean, she's told me a story about how.
Is that interview coming soon?
I hope so. Gucci, I want you. And Keisha loves me and I love her. But, her story of how she like held him down while he was in prison and started his fitness thing with him, and how they got fit together.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah.
For you, like.
That list, though. See, y'all don't know. Yeah. Those of you watching who want to get in this world, just know, grind your fucking ass off and be unapologetic, because that was the one thing that really pushed me to not give a fuck, because I would call different people that I knew I helped out when I was the plug.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew you when you couldn't get in a club. I knew you when you wanted to go over there and fuck on old boy, and I put you with him, and now all of a sudden you're this and that. So now I don't get no love. That's when I start saying, like, I see the games y'all gonna play, but how about this? How about I just, because I'm too in the business to know what's going on, to just sit silent and be a co-conspirator in your bullshit. So why not just put it out there and force you? Because if I say something and Vanity Fair picks it up, you may not like urban press or black media and shit on us and think we're not important, but now you got to answer to Vanity Fair. Mm-hmm. Vanity Fair is going to ask you the question based on what I said, and they're going to cite me anyway, so I still got the credit. So I figured out the way of like really mind fucking the business, where like you don't have to participate in the relationship, but I can still get your attention.
Yeah, I think that one of the, like, when I first watched that Kanye interview, it was almost 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half ago.
About a year, yeah.
That was like where I was like, oh, this guy's got it. Like this, because you got a great Ye interview.
It was luck.
And shout out to Wack, helped make that happen.
Wack 100, that's Wack 100. He's the secret sauce behind that relationship. Yeah,
I love Wack. Wack's a great guy, man.
He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
I've been friends with Wack for over 10 years, and I always say he's one of the smartest dudes in the game. I know sometimes Wack gets on Clubhouse and Wack is going to whack.
But Wack is very strategic.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And people don't give him the credit. And the other thing I love, and he told this story recently, and I want to say that, like, when I opened my studio, Hollywood Unlocked Studios, the idea at first was very focused on a space for creators to create.
Like a peer space type situation.
Yeah, like that. And then the day it opened, I was sitting in my kitchen with Blue, who was my former co-host on the podcast. I was like, in Damage, I was like, how are we going to, I think Damage was there. I know Blue was there, because I was like, how are we going to market it? How am I going to market this? I don't know how to really do it. Like, I built the space. Now, how do we market it? Phone rings, it's Wack, literally. Yo, nephew, is your studio open? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I got somebody that want to rent it. I said, okay, let me talk to him. So he puts Kanye on the phone.
Wow.
I'm like, hello? He's like, yo, this is Ye. Nice to meet you. And I'm like sitting there, I put him on speakerphone, and we're like gagging, like, what the fuck? And he's like, I want to use my cousin podcast. When can you come to dinner? When can you pull up? I said, when you want me? An hour. I said, okay. I went to Craig's. Wack, this is the thing that, again, doesn't really happen, because people who plug people in want to be the gatekeeper of that relationship and eat off of that too.
Forever.
Wack came in, he sat me down next to Kanye, and he sat all the way across the room, completely let me and Ye sit there and vibe for about 4 hours and really talk and listen to music. And he let me hear all the different stuff he had coming out for Donda 2. And then we started vibing, and I started just telling him who I was and what I was about. We clicked. And then the next day, he called and said, what you doing now? I said, I got Floyd Mayweather and Evan Ross at my studio. We chilling, and they look at the space. He was like, you want to have a dinner tonight? I got Madonna. Ask Floyd if he want to come. And then we had this epic-ass dinner, and then he got in a fight with the
I think I saw the pictures from that night. It was like you and Madonna was there.
Yeah,
was
AB.
Antonio Brown there?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. And then He got in a fight with the paparazzi that night. Called me the next day and said, well, Wax said, like, you know, you could help me with this, that you have a platform that I apologize, I wasn't aware. And yeah, talking about Hollywood Unlocked. He said, okay, let me know if I can come by. I said, okay, cool, come by, you know, we'll talk about it whenever. So I sent her the address and I went into a meeting. And I'm in a meeting with this woman and her artist. And we're sitting there chilling, and then the ding dong at the doorbell, Johnny, my video director, went open the door, and it was Kanye.
It's fucking crazy.
He was like, let's do it now.
The interview.
Now.
Wow.
No prep, yeah, we did it.
Hey, what up? It's Bootleg Kev here to stop the interview and tell you about Blue Chew. Yes. Do you have a dick? Does your husband have a dick? Maybe. Does your boyfriend got a dick? Does your wife have a dick? Who knows? It could be harder, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Blue Chew will get your dick real hard to kick off that new year. You know what I'm saying? If you want your dick harder than advanced trigonometry, senior year high school, then go to bluechew.com right now. Use the promo code BOOTLEG and get 1 month supply for free. That's right, free. All you got to do is pay $5 in shipping. They're going to deliver the Blue Chew right to your fucking door in discreet packaging. All right? Same active ingredient as Viagra and Cialis in a chewable form, very discreet packaging, mailed to your house. You don't have to go to a doctor's appointment in person with anybody. You don't have to worry about embarrassing conversations with strangers about your fucking dick, bro. Nobody wants to talk about their dick with a stranger. I take that back. Lots of people like to talk about their dicks with strangers. If you're not that kind of guy or girl or them, all you got to do is go to Blue Chew right now and use the promo code BOOTLEG, and you're going to get it sent straight to your door. That's right. They also got the new mint chewable. That's the same active ingredients as Levitra. So there's a lot of options to get your dick right in the new year. It's 2023. Yeah? Your dick shouldn't be flaccid after a nice, long, stressful night. No, your dick should be ready. You don't want to be a victim of too much stress, too much anxiety, and then you look down and you can't stay hard. Can you imagine how fucking embarrassing that is? You get yourself a nice, lovely fucking young lady. You bring her to the place. You're nervous. Maybe she's a little out of your fucking league. And you start thinking too much. And that dick's not going to perform. It's not. It's not going to perform how you'd like it to. But you know how it will perform? If you're on that fucking Blue Chew, you're going to put in a fucking Luka Doncic 61-point fucking performance on that pussy, all right? So go to bluechew.com right now. Use that promo code BOOTLEG. Let's get back to the interview. It's crazy, too, because then obviously you're kind of put in charge of his... What was your title?
I was head of media for Kanye.
Right. For a very short stint.
7 months.
7 months. Great
But I left on my own.
Amazing thing to throw on the resume.
Yeah. I didn't think it would be as...
I want to kind of... Because you could probably be like the best PR guy in the game if you wanted to be.
Yeah.
A situation like Ye... If you're his PR person, what would I do? How do you bring him back? How do you uncancel the situation? Let's say he's level-headed, he got through whatever this weird Hitler, White Lives Matter shit was going. What's the advice you give? If he calls you tomorrow and says, Well,
I called him to give him the advice. I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna give him right now. And I haven't told nobody this. And I didn't give it to him because of his response to me when I called. I'm a very genuine, authentic person. I don't play games. I'm not gonna sell nobody on nothing. Even if he wasn't in his right mind, if he at least wanted to stop the bleeding, to be able to focus on finding his right mind, to then get back to the center, what I would have done, and let's be clear, that interview I did with him actually brought him closer back to the center because the culture forgave him. We followed up with a media brunch with all the top black storytellers from all walks of media. We did a deal with Facebook. He was centered. He chose to be uncentered again. What I called him to tell him that I didn't get to tell him directly because he wanted me to put it in a text. I don't text.
Because he would have probably screenshotted it and then posted it and been like...
Which is why I chose not to text.
Right.
What he could have done, because let's be very clear, what Ye was saying, the topic that he was talking about was a real topic. The power construct of the industry, the power... the lack of resources, the manipulation.
There's a lot of gems in that Drink Champs interview that get overlooked because of the other shit he said.
The delivery was just completely fucking wrong.
For sure.
Jewish people and black people, Mexicans, all different groups have had very challenging experiences in their communities. The Holocaust, slavery. Why do we need to politic pain? Like everybody's been through their shit.
Right.
And I've have relationships with Jewish people who've brought me in, and I felt a sense of community where they were all equally interested in my success and pulling together resources, unlike how sometimes my community does. So what he was saying in terms of, different power constructs and, opportunities and who owns what is true. How they did that, I would say we have, as a black community, have to own some of that because we choose to politic positions. Oh, I'm over here running this, so I'm not gonna let these niggas in. I'm gonna let these niggas in, or I'm gonna grandfather my homies in, but not put this nigga on who's on. Like, there's so many people who could have done more for me when they saw me coming because they saw the potential, but they didn't fuck with me. Maybe I'm gay, I'm this, I'm loud, I'm whatever. Fuck them all now. I got more money than them. So when I look at with Ye, I said what he was doing, I agreed with the topic that he was addressing, but I didn't agree with the delivery. What I would have told him from Dubai he could have did was, during the time where he was burning out with All Lives Matter, Candace Owens, all that.
And doing every random fucking interview.
First thing I would have said is, you need to move very strategic. I would have backed up from it all. I would have hired a production company. I would have turned this whole experience into a documentary. I would have pulled in Kyrie Irving. I would have examined America and race relations in the world based on his activity. I would have made it look like I did
kind
it
of
all
on purpose.
On purpose. I would have
Here's this piece of art.
I would have flipped it all up very artistically on its head. I would have interviewed people from the Jewish community. I would have pulled everybody in. Candace Owens, the founder of Black Lives Matter. I would have put everybody into this very inclusive work of art who could have made us all take a step back to examine how he was destroyed when he said what he said, when we have people who are white climbing up the Capitol trying to kill the vice president and overturn an election who are still not in prison. There's a real conversation to be had. And
they still have their bank accounts.
And they still have their bank accounts. Since when does a bank say, come get your money out because the news is saying it? Well, Wells Fargo probably told them that because they stole Wendy Williams' money. I don't know if it was Wells Fargo or Chase, but I think it was Chase. They've all done fuck shit. Wells Fargo taking all of Wendy Williams' money because they thought she was incompetent. There was no court document or nothing that said that. When do you say, pull out all of your money? You do that because you want to be in the news, because you want people to go and look at your products and services. They used him, and he allowed himself to be used. What I'm really big on is controlling your narrative. How do you create a conversation that may make the whole world blow up, but when you shake it out, it shapes into this work of art that actually makes people go back and start having critical thinking. He wasn't able to really do that because I think he was too emotionally involved in it, and he had some really good people around him that could have helped him. And then unfortunately, he wanted me to text him that. But I said, I'm not going to text you, no problem, because I told him, I said, I don't want you to pay me for this idea. I don't want to be involved with this idea. I don't want any credit for this idea. I don't want any public association with this idea. That's what I was going to tell him. I just want you to be able to stop the noise of what you've created now with this whole conversation around a topic that is a real topic we could have elevated through our relationship, but that you chose to go nuclear on because you had a point to prove. And now you're being sued by everybody, and you're going to lose everything, and you're going to feel like you were right. Because ultimately, if he runs for president now, and Trump runs for president, and he loses, he can say the only reason Trump won is because white lives matter. He can say that. But by this point, you've turned the whole world off from listening to you that.
I feel like he kind of like unintentionally hoard himself out to the alt-right content space to where and I don't think it was his intent, you know what I mean? But I think that when you go on certain podcasts and you talk to certain people, it's like you're kind of just giving them all the ammunition that they need to kind of continue to push hate on their side, while you're kind of oblivious to that because you think that you're it's just he's my favorite artist ever. So it's it was just disappointing.
I said he definitely is gaslighting the culture, and he's serving up white supremacy, and it's unfortunate because I will say this, as much as I've been critical, I'm also very much a fan. I think he's one of the most brilliant artists in the world. He's definitely a culture disruptor, culture shifter, culture leader, icon, all that. He's all of that. But all of that, you can still be flawed. I think the one flaw that Ye has, and I say this with love, is that the Putin and the Hitler references is more about kind of being that uncheckable dictator that controls the world as he wants to see it and not be questioned. But that's just not the reality of where we live in, you know?
I think you gotta like read the room. And I think the Hitler shit that he was saying was like coming from a place of like, Jesus loves everybody. Jesus forgives everybody. I love Hitler. I love Jews. But I just felt like, yeah, sometimes you gotta read the room, man. You know, it's
Jesus may forgive everybody, but that don't mean you ain't going to hell.
that. I mean, you ain't gonna go to hell and burn to death. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was just unfortunate to see. Like you said, it's like we've never. This is a one of one situation. Probably the most culturally important person that hip hop has probably ever had. He's moved fashion, musically. He's that guy, and it just kind of like 4 months, and it's just evaporated. It's kind of crazy.
Crazy thing is, I think he could come back.
I think he could too.
You know, I think he could come back, but like he has. You know, I will say it was an honor to be able to be there. My whole goal was not to be like known for being his head of me and all that. That's great that people know that. He put me in a room with the president of Gap, with the presidents of Adidas, with the leaders of these organizations who, at the time, were spending no money in marketing, no money in our communities to seed programs. And so as head of media, I found my way into conversations with people to say, if he makes you $3 billion, can you not put 5% towards programs in our community? And they were on board with this. They were like, they were hungry for ideas. He just needed a green light. He never did. So the frustrating part was the idea of what we wanted to do was we had $1 billion commitment outside of the U.S. to raise, to get this money to buy all these media conglomerates, to be able to put them under one house that I would sit on and help to really shape narrative for the culture. And on top of that, be able to get these Fortune 500 brands to be able to spend hundreds of millions of dollars pouring back into our community. That's the privilege that I thought I had there. And then it became a circus. And when I realized, like, I'm a very strategic person, once I saw, like, this is not what it is, I don't want to spend the time I have on earth, like, playing around. Like, I want to leave an imprint and legacy.
Do you think he had a lot of yes people around him? And you're obviously not a yes man. So, like, being in that short amount of time, would you say that his inner circle was pretty just kind of like...
No, I won't say that. I'll say that he had a lot of really good people who did the work that needed to be done, and when it was time to say no, would say no, but it was typically through me, which made me the bad guy.
Right.
And when they said no, they said it in ways that would get him to understand there's a need to pause, and then I would come in with the no.
Right.
Why? And I think strategically we all worked well together. Like everybody had their lane. I wasn't management. I was, but I became how do we put out this fire?
Yeah.
What's your advice on how we do this? And he never wanted to do it. So, it wasn't that I didn't have all the answers or that he didn't need all the answers. I just think that he wanted to do things his way. And now he can look at his world and see that probably didn't work out in his favor. But I won't say it's because everybody around him was bad. He had really good people. Yeah. I mean, he had the best divorce attorney. The only one that I think that could have beat Kim Kardashian, or at least leveled it out for him. He had the best other attorneys, the Gap person. I mean, everybody around him they were good people, but he chose what he chose, and here we are.
Yeah. You executive produced the show. Is it Bobby Light? Is that the
Bobby? I Love You Per?
Yeah.
Shit show.
Yeah, it's crazy because now, like, I feel like if I go to like a Hollywood Unlocked, you guys post a lot of clips from.
They buy a lot of advertising.
What's the name of the network?
Zeus Network.
Oh my God, Zeus Network is lit.
They're killing it.
Jesus.
They're killing it. Shout out to Lemuel. They buy advertising. They do great and they pay on time.
So let me ask you that, because you guys will post like every show that they have. There's like a clip that goes on Hollywood.
They pay for it.
So that is paid advertising.
Yeah, we're paid media. We're not earned media.
Well, that's dope, because I want people to realize like Zeus Network is killing it, and they're paying for advertising.
They're investing in their brand. Lemuel does a great job of cultivating relationship. He nurtures a relationship with his talent. He makes them feel valuable. He gives the back end on top of what he pays. So like he paid me to executive produce it. He paid me, so there's front end pay, there's back end pay. He paid me to host it. He pays for advertising. I mean, he really invests in his brand, and I'm sure he's reaping the benefits.
Oh, for sure.
I can only imagine 2 million, 1 million, 2 million, subscribers at $5.99. You're killing it.
It's crazy. Yeah. When you see something like a Blueface and Chrisean Rock situation that like obviously is very probably good for numbers for Hollywood Unlocked, because every other day there's some going up. But it's obviously
very toxic as well.
And it could end up being a tragic situation. I just feel like it's like spiraling into a place that like like I saw the no jumper thing that happened yesterday, and I was just like, fuck, man. Like, there's been domestic violence. There's been a lot of wild shit. Do you ever feel like
we contribute to that?
Yeah.
I knew you were going with that. Let me say that they are my next guest on my show.
Okay. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Very different, but also very similar, but also very different. They didn't kick shit, break shit, and was none of that. Because when I went into that interview, I wanted to try to humanize the madness because I see what we post. And there are times where I will call Lemuel and say, okay, I think it's going a little too far. Like, I'm not doing this ad, or we need to do this. But at the same time, there's also a part of the culture that wants that. Like, there is an audience that follows us that likes that.
And that kind of shit has been missing from the entertainment space for a while.
Well, Love and Hip Hop had to soften itself up once the George Floyd stuff happened because Black Lives Matter was...
And also, like, Jerry Springer's gone. So I feel like that's kind of like low-key, like...
And here's my excuse. And this is what and people are going to say, that's no excuse. It is an excuse. This is a Black-owned network. And if we're going to profit off our pain or profit off our struggle or our community issues, I'm more comfortable doing it with people...
Than Viacom.
Because BET is owned by a white woman, Jewish woman. And people don't know that. And I'm not going to politic my answers around that, but I just feel like it's different. Like, Lemuel took this talent, Bobby, Jocelyn, Nally Nunn, who were on mainstream networks, who were not getting paid what they were due, who were not getting, the money that they should have gotten on the back end. Jocelyn helped build Love and Hip Hop. I mean, Love and Hip Hop, well, when they got Atlanta is when it really blew up. New York
for sure.
Chrisean
No, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
I know, and there's no shade to Mona, who gave us all an opportunity. But like Viacom did not pay us what we were. When I did Love and Hip Hop season 1, I got $1,000 per episode.
Wow.
The $1,000 per episode. So the episode I threw a drink on Hazel E, I got paid $1,000 for. That killed me in many ways because it forced me into a space that I did something I regretted and I could not fix it because they weren't even willing to help me fix it. There's a publicist over there. I think it's Shelly. I can't think of her name, but Kelly. Her name is Kelly. This woman who didn't look like me did nothing to help me fix
your image or
my image or no press. No, she did nothing to help. And then tried to she tried to blackball me from going to the VMAs. She tried to do all types of shit because she wanted to flex her power. When really this was a show where a bunch of Black people were coming, treated like bottom feeders, and given scraps to go and beat each other up for the fame. I never wanted Love and Hip Hop for that. I use it as a marketing tool. Like, this is a stepping stone to get in front of the world, launch my brand. Like, I don't know what the fuck these niggas doing. I don't care about none of these people like that. I don't want to be mixy anyway. Literally, if you saw me on set, it was, how much more time? Okay, we filming in 5, 4, 3, 2. Do my thing, and I was out. I never politicked with them. I never hung out. I never wanted to be friends with these people because it was never about that for me. And when I look at Zeus, he's taking Jocelyn. These people are making more money than they probably have ever made in television. Mm-hmm. And he's giving them ownership over their shows, EP credits. So I give him his props for that. But I do sometimes look at the content and go, this doesn't necessarily align with what Jason Lee is about, but it is in the ecosystem of what Hollywood Unlocked is. And that's where, when you talk about, and I appreciate you saying that, where the Jason Lee brand and the Hollywood Unlocked brand are two separate brands. Although I own Hollywood Unlocked, I'm putting me out more so you see that my core brand is focused on empowerment, entertainment, and education. So through empowerment through my foundation, entertainment through my platform and shows, and education through my courses.
Hey, we got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our family at Hardin. That's right, Hardin Las Vegas, the craziest dispensary in the world, the #1 dispensary in the United States, let alone in Las Vegas, all right? Maybe you're hitting Vegas with your friends, your girlfriends, whatever. Maybe it's a bachelor party. Whatever's going on, you're going to go watch the Raiders suck cock. Whatever it is, make sure you pull up to Hardin Las Vegas. Tell them I sent you. They got the craziest selection of premium cannabis I've ever seen in my fucking life. The pre-rolls, the cartridges, the edibles, the flower, all top notch, all the best. The bud tenders are so friendly. It smells great. It smells so good inside of Hardin that they have their own Hardin signature scent candle. See, I sniffed that and I just think of Las Vegas and picking up some amazing weed. All right, so go follow them right now, Hardin_Las Vegas. Shoot them a follow. Get all the details you need. We can get you some of this fly-ass Hardin merch at HardinLasVegas.com. Shout out to our family in Vegas. I'm excited too because coming up, we're going to be doing our very first podcast from Hardin in Vegas with Young Gravy. Oh yeah, it's going down. All right, let's get back to the interview. I'm always curious, man, being gay in the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
It's obviously a very homophobic genre of music historically.
Yeah, because the rapper sucking dick ain't gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you. These niggas out here sucking dick, fucking trans. They're not gonna tell you. These motherfuckers out here fucking. And you know what? They never really fuck with me because one, of course I'm cute, I'm well dressed, I'm rich.
And by the way, you're 45 and I'm
45.
Black don't crack. God bless you. You look
Black
great.
does crack when you're broke.
Okay,
Black
well.
don't crack when you got a good dermatologist.
Well, you look great.
Thank you. But the thing about it is, my career has fucked off my dating opportunity in the hip hop community because these niggas ain't gonna slide on my DMs because they know, they don't know. They assume that I'm gonna put them on blast. Which, if they follow me, I don't out people, I don't attack children, and there's one more thing I can't think of. But there's just some certain things that I don't do. But I know that a lot of reasons why some of these hip hop artists don't come on my show is they have skeletons. Mm-hmm. And they think that if they sit in that chair, I'm going to throw them out. I would never out them, but I also feel like they've never outright disrespected me for being gay because, you throw some shit at me, no pun intended, I'm going to throw some shit at you. But I don't really feel like, I don't get disrespected, but I do feel like there's a sense of, with some artists, sense of fear to, come and sit and talk with me because of what they think I may say.
I was gonna say, do you feel like that it feels like the homophobia is kind of chilling out a bit when you got a guy like Lil Nas X, who's obviously a fucking pop star, but guys like yourself, do you feel like the level of that shit has at least kind of like started to kind of?
I will say that I think that mainstream still uses artists like Lil Nas X or Saucy Santana to break the barrier by showing a image of what being black and gay looks like. That's not always what it looks like.
Right.
I'm proud of Saucy Santana and his hustle because I've seen him behind the scenes. I went to the rehearsal with him and Madonna. Madonna invited me.
Super nice guy.
Super nice, but super professional. He's on his shit. Like, he really is excited.
I had like one of my funniest interviews with him ever. Like,
Yeah.
he was great.
He's great. And Lil Nas X, for him to be able to continue to live in his truth and do what he's doing, I'm fans of both. But I also believe that like the industry for years has made the black gay male experience on TV and in mainstream be an accessory to a reality star, or housewife, or fucking wearing heels and makeup. And that's not all of us. Like, some of us are just real niggas who grew up in the hood and who happen to be gay. But like, who I'm fucking and who's in my bed should have no influence over our relationship because I'm not trying to fuck half the people that think I'm trying to fuck them.
Right.
But I will say that I do think it's getting easier now for people to see us because the representation is there. But what really makes it easier is when you see a Jack Harlow perform with a Lil Nas X. Mm-hmm. Not when you see Lil Nas X perform at the BET Awards in front of the people and then they pan to the hip hop artists who are all acting uncomfortable.
Right.
When half of you are fucking trans and men behind your baby mama's back. So that kind of shit makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, don't fucking play around. Don't fucking play around because what you don't want is you don't want me to stop wanting to protect your secrets when I could really level the playing field and say, okay, so-and-so, you remember my homeboy such and such, and then boom, now they on my show. I would never do that, but I'm just saying, like, I do get frustrated sometimes when I see certain artists seemingly uncomfortable when, we know if we pull the curtain back, there's a skirt under there.
Right. Yeah. I think that like there's a few instances over the last couple of years where I was just me and Boozy talked, like he was on my show and I was trying to explain to him why he's pretty homophobic and he just was not agreeing with me the whole time.
I want him on my show.
That'd be great.
We're talking.
Listen, I'd pay good money to watch you. And
I'm working on it.
That would be great.
I'm working on it because I think he, people meet me and they have a different experience, and it allows them to be open-minded. I don't know. He's been 10 toes down for what he believes in, and I'm 10 toes down for what I believe in. But I'm able to have a conversation where I can help a person see, like, if you think about it. If you are a woman and you're homophobic, then you don't believe in feminist rights of women having equal pay to men. Mm-hmm. You don't believe in being able to have the right to vote. You don't believe in you don't believe in having control over your bodies. If you believe in all those things, then how could you not believe another community
should have the
same belief that they should have those rights too? Because it's not going to take away from what you got.
Right.
Me fucking some dude ain't gonna.
It
Doesn't mean I want to fuck your kid. Doesn't mean I want to fuck your husband. We're not pedophiles. We're just in our community. So what is it that makes you uncomfortable about what we're doing when it has no effect on what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you say, "Oh well, my kids have to see it," your kids. You also paid for your kid to get head from a woman who gave you head. So who could say that they would pay to get their dick sucked and then let that same mouth go suck the dick of their underage child? You can call that what you want.
Little strange.
Every community has its shit.
Yeah.
But you can't say that's a little strange, but then look at our community and say that's fucking weird. It's all weird. If weird is weird, it's all weird. Or it's just your preference and ours. We prefer to do shit that you don't do. You prefer to do shit that we don't do. But we have to get to a place where like gay niggas ain't going nowhere. And these hood niggas who grew up with whatever they grew up with, they're not going nowhere. So how do we coexist in a world where we're not judging each other and attacking each other, but you're just coexisting?
Yeah, I think we'll probably be to a place in like 20 or 30 years where like just like everyone's fucking everybody.
It'll be there when me and Boosie had that interview. Me and Boosie is on my short list. I respect him enough to have the dialogue.
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah,
and he's uncancelable. He's like one of the few guys who could just do anything, and it's like he's fucking Boosie. Like, what do you want from him? Like,
my cousin loves Boosie.
Boosie's going Boosie.
Boosie, my cousin Anthony from Stockton, he said, "Bro, you gotta get." This is like when I wasn't really on Boosie because at first it was a lot to digest.
Listen, being from the West Coast,
yeah.
I knew about Boosie. I knew some of his shit, but then I moved to Florida, and I really saw like, oh, he's their Tupac for real.
Really?
Like I moved to Tampa, Florida. When he got out of jail, I was living there.
Yeah.
You'd have thought like fucking
the hood loves Boosie.
Jesus got resurrected out of the fucking Clearwater Beach ocean. Oh, like wow. They love.
Yeah, they love
Boosie.
him.
Like
my cousin, he's the barometer of the Boosie and the NBA young boys and all that world. He's like, yo, you gotta get Boosie. So I'm working on it.
Okay, before you go, I want to play the uncancel game with you one time. Okay. You're put in charge of Tory Lanez and his PR. 2 scenarios.
Tory Lanez, what?
Tory's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So
I like Tory. I know Tory.
He's a good guy. I mean, listen, he fucked up, obviously. So
yeah.
He's been a good guy to me. Let's just say that. But let's say the day after all this happens, he's in jail. You're his PR guy. How do you handle this? What do you tell him to do?
Stay off the phone.
But I'm saying like, okay,
I mean,
when you realize all this is going to come out, it's getting ugly, do you tell him to just come out and admit it?
No, I mean, I think, whatever a person goes through legally, privately is their business. But I feel like once you get on there, once you make a song and then you write horse or something referencing horse, when Megan Thee Stallion.
You put out the album the day that what was the verdict of the young lady who got killed by the cops?
Breonna Taylor?
Breonna Taylor, yeah. The same, it was...
Okay. When you pop out, when you have debate, when you have...
when you pull up on the baby set right after Megan got off stage at Rolling Loud.
When you do all of that, I mean, like, I quit. I quit. Like, you can't really... When you politic the media to try to create a narrative that you're innocent, when you know that the trial's coming... And at some point, the stakes are so high. Your freedom in this country is at stake. Your career is at stake. Women, your audience with women are at stake. Like at some point, you're making all these decisions because people believe the court of public opinion is more important than anything. So you're trying to gaslight people. But what he failed to realize is that ultimately women who've been victimized by men for years are going to switch whenever the conversation changes, and the conversation changed. And so, I would have just advised him to stay focused on his music, stay focused on rehabilitating that relationship, stay focused on all things positive. You can change the narrative of positive content, but he wanted to be the bad boy of R&B or whatever he doesn't,
right
where he is.
Any advice you would give for up-and-coming content creators?
This is a plug, MediaMillionaires.com. Literally right now our courses we sold some courses during Black Friday, and then we shut it down to really focus on the community that we're building, the Media Millionaire University, where I'm gonna do bi-weekly coaching sessions and all this stuff that we're building to give these people access to people who are creating change in the game. I would say you have to find a way to invest in yourself and get educated. If it's not my course, go to college and take the courses that are important to you, or go watch all the bunch of podcasts. But you have to be educated, know what you want to do, and be very strategic. Know what your exit strategy is, or else you'll be working 10 years at something that has no end. I have an end in 10 years. I have a plan to be fully gone if I want to be, or
Politics?
you know, I would say that the only reason I would say no to politics is because I've done so much fuck shit that by 10 years from now, they're going to be like, that nigga never. But then again,
Donald Trump got, listen,
Trump.
This guy Trump was Mr. Fuck Boy RD. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, you know, I do, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I would be doing politics or I'd be working in a union. But I have ambitions to be an investor. I want to invest and help build companies and partner and seed in companies. So yeah, I don't know if politics, but I won't lie. My foundation is very much built on an organizing model where we do want to have influence in local and national politics.
Hey, we got to stop the interview to tell you about our family at Odd Socks. That's right, the most comfortable socks in the motherfucking world. Go to oddsocksofficial.com right now. Use that promo code BOOTLEG, and you'll save 20% off. Christmas time is a-coming. And let me tell you something. Their Black Friday sale, if you're watching this before Black Friday, you might be watching it after Black Friday. But if Black Friday hasn't came yet, just like Cyrus hasn't came yet, it's been a while, he's on a drought. Guess what? Oddsocksofficial.com, promo code BOOTLEG, 20% off, plus whatever the fuck else is going on with their Black Friday sale. And let me tell you, they got some new licenses we got to talk about, boys. My particular favorites. One of the greatest shows of all time. They got the Beavis and Buttheads. You know what I mean? And this is really a big deal. The Big Lebowski. That's right, the greatest movie to ever exist. And shout out to all you rappers and people who be pouring your lean into this bullshit. Some Mountain Dew Baja Blast socks. Casino, great fucking movie. You know what I mean? These are pretty fly. Bubblicious. Yeah, that's right. A little Bubblicious. And this is the big one. Big deal here. We got Coca-Cola socks, baby. That's right. Coke's on board. Coke is on board. You know what I mean? We get to put the Coke hat on. Well, this hat doesn't work for me, does it? Doesn't work for me. Anyway, you could get you this hat, though. Hey, Cyrus, take a Coke hat. There you go. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG right now. Save 20% off. And go purge their website for Black Friday. Get gifts for your family. Your fucking family will love you if you buy them the most comfortable socks in the world. It's that simple. Or you could buy them some fucking bullshit socks. You could go buy them some garbage-ass fucking Ethica or some bullshit-ass fucking Nike socks. Fuck them. Get Odd Socks. Let's get back to the interview. For you, like, being close with, like, the Democratic side of the political spectrum, the last 4 years has been, like, last 6 years has been just, I feel like we're like still like in a South Park episode, kind of. It's just kind of fucking crazy. But like the left has kind of rebounded a bit, and now there's all these Joe Biden documents that are popping up in fucking a million different places. I feel like Donald Trump radicalized like an entire part of the country that was just asleep. And while doing that, also radicalized everybody who's on the extreme far left. How the fuck do we like move together as a nation, in your opinion, and try to kind of like, because I feel like just the divisiveness of the country, I thought that like Biden getting elected might help it, but it doesn't feel like it's, you know, listen, he's kind of just a zombie up there, just, you know, trying to get through his fucking term.
I'll say Joe Biden he's doing a lot for the black community that is overlooked because all the other stuff and kind of.
So is he? Because I've heard people be a little like I've heard Charlemagne say that he had made some promises that he did not follow up on.
I mean,
the George Floyd Policing Act.
This is where me and Charlemagne agree to disagree.
Right.
Charlemagne's far more intelligent than I am in politics, so I kind of just let him do whatever. But I mean, like, they did develop. We talked about this on Breakfast Club the other day. Like, they did establish the anti-lynching bill, which is the first time in history, which it should have been done a long time ago, but he did that. You know, the person running the defense right now is a black man. The person managing the national budget is a black woman. When you look at, you know, the press secretary for the president and the vice president, they're both black women. One's a black queer woman. So he has done a lot in the terms of putting us in positions to be able to like see visibility and see us there. But then also like him exonerating all the people who've been arrested for federal marijuana charges. I mean, you know, the student loans. I mean, he's done a lot, and a lot's always never enough. But I'm not going to say he's perfect because, you know, that would be a lie. But, you know, what's the alternative? Trump?
Oh, no. Listen, I voted for Joe Biden. If it's Joe Biden's corpse or Donald Trump in 2020, whatever the fuck, 2024.
corpse.
I'm right. Give me the skeleton.
But I will say, if I had to give advice to people, man, fuck all that national shit. That's something, but pay attention to your local politics. We just got Karen Bass elected here in LA. Karen Bass is somebody who helped me get somebody out of prison. I interviewed her on my show. I felt she was the real deal. I worked with politicians for years at the union. I called her on the side and said, hey, I've been trying to get a friend of mine out who's 24 years old. He's locked up in a prison.
Recently?
In Kansas, a couple years ago.
Okay.
He was 24 at the time. From my hometown. He was somebody that we all knew. And first-time offender, got arrested for a pound of marijuana, and he got 8 years. And I just felt like that was so I called everybody from Kim Kardashian to Van Jones to this group, and I was feeling helpless. But then I started feeling like, again, with anything I do in my career, if I feel like I want it bad enough, I'm not gonna fucking play. And he would call me every other day, and still being very positive, but felt like what happened was wrong and wanted me to help him. So I called Karen on the side and said, hey, I really feel passionate about this. And she started talking to me about challenges with prison reform and that this was a real thing and blah, blah, blah. And then COVID happened. So I was calling the governor in that state. The governor wouldn't return my calls. Karen got her attorney as the congresswoman on the phone with the governor and her attorney and negotiated his release and fully exonerated him. And now he just got his license to sell cannabis. So, like, she's the real deal. So when she said she was running for mayor, I was like, no fucking way, I'm not helping her. And then to see Kim Kardashian, Snoop, and different people come out and support
for the other guy.
Other guy who had just become
former Republican who just became a Democrat because he's running in LA. Yeah,
exactly. But people don't pay enough attention to the local politics, where that's what affects your shit. That's what affects what's at home. So yeah, that national shit is important.
The local shit is the most important, though.
It's the most important. So get involved, and once you get involved with local politics, you start to understand like how to be involved local, statewide, nationally, like how you understand climate change. Conversations happening in Paris for the whole world affect us. And when our president says we don't believe in that shit and pulls out, and then you start seeing, you go to New York and there's no fucking snow on the ground. You're like, yo, it's warm, it's beautiful in New York. Nah, motherfucker, this is not good because there's not snow on the ground. Right. It's not snowing in New York in the winter. That means that climate control is out of control. And what is this going to look like for your kids and your kids' kids? And I don't think people are connected enough because they're too busy fucking TikToking and wearing the right photo on Instagram that they're disconnected from the fact that the world's falling apart.
That shit's kind of by design, too.
Of course.
Yeah,
look at TikTok. Like China TikTok, they're fucking playing with teddy bears.
Yeah, in China, the TikTok experience for kids is way different.
Yeah, out here, they're like, we'll hide your mom.
Let's feed them all the bullshit.
Yeah, keep them distracted.
It's crazy. Well, listen, man, you got a lot going on. When's episode 2 come out with Chrisean Rock and Blueface?
Every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Revolt.
And then the YouTube is Wednesday?
That following Wednesday, yep.
Monday is the audio?
Monday's the audio. You can download the Jason Lee podcast.
Thursday is After Dark?
Wednesday night is After Dark.
Friday is the Jason Lee podcast.
Yeah. Thursday we're giving them a break.
Thursday, nothing going on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can take a break. You
can take a break. Yeah.
Hollywood Unlocked. Anything else you want to plug? You obviously got your charity.
Nah, just I'm just living life. I appreciate people like you doing your homework and being a good interviewer.
I'm a fan, man. I think you're dope. And like I you got into it with a friend of mine.
Cool.
Peter Rosenberg's my boy, but
I forgave him recently.
No. But it's funny because when you got into it with him, I had your side.
Did you really?
Yeah, because
did you talk to him about it?
No, but I had like DM'd him about it or something. I thought that like I actually forgot what actually the argument was about. But I think in terms you were kind of speaking from somebody who's like an owner who owns your shit.
Well,
and I appreciated that.
Here's the deal. I'll say this, okay, Peter, if you're watching.
I love Pete, man. That's my guy.
I never wanted to hate on Peter.
And he's a great guy.
He probably is.
With like pure intentions.
Here's
in the
my
culture.
deal. Don't fucking start shit with me. Like, I literally be minding my business unless it's my business to mind the business that we're speaking about.
Right.
And I never hated on him. I never, he's whatever. He's Peter Rosenberg. He's built his name and I'm building mine. But I do take it personal when people when they personalize and attack me and think that I'm not going to attack back. So I did say to Noriega, yo, I'm coming on Drink Champs, bro. I'm going to fucking come on there and just talk my shit. But I didn't even tell him Peter Rosenberg. And I wasn't even focused on Peter. But once he asked about Peter on the show, I made it about him. But I did see recently, like, I think he emailed me or DM'd me or something. I think he tried to connect with me, and we haven't connected.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but I did say, fuck Hot 97 as a company. Fuck that whole brand. Fuck everybody over there. It's up. We don't support them. They recently tried to interview me. I told them, fuck them. No. And you know what? Until they make good and because I'm not sucking nobody's dick, no pun intended, for a fucking look because I have the look. I have the platform already. I'm not gonna
Right.
do that. I don't need to go do a fucking radio run with these fucking loser
Ebro
shows over there.
from Sacramento or
I knew
Stockton.
Ebro before he was from SAC, but I knew Ebro before. But he has selective memory. I don't know if it's aging or what. He
Yeah.
just forgot me, doesn't remember. Well, whatever. But I had a lot of respect for Ebro as like the local
Is
radio
Molly
guy.
Mall from Stockton?
Absolutely. I grew up with Molly. Me and my brother are best friends. Yeah, but I don't hate Ebro either. I'm just not. I'm not none of these. I'm not subservient to none of these guys. Ebro still comments on Hollywood Unlocked. We haven't blocked him. We haven't. I don't
You've
even
blocked a lot of people though.
Huh?
What's the block list over there? More than 1,000?
Nah. We really don't block people. Like, cause
What about you?
me? Oh, my shit. Yeah, my shit. Yeah.
I got at least 2,000 people blocked.
I don't have that many. Or the early Love and Hip Hop days.
Yeah, like when people like leave some, like when I would like say some political shit and some MAGA motherfucker would be in my comments of block.
But you can filter your comments now, and you can restrict people so they don't know you blocked them. I restrict people. I don't block them. When you restrict them, they can't leave comments no more.
Yeah.
But I will say, Floyd told me a long time ago, why would you give somebody the privilege of knowing they got your attention?
Because
Like, why?
if you block them, they're like, oh, I got to them.
Right. He
That's
was
true.
He was like, I don't even, but of course he's a billionaire, so it's different.
You and Floyd are close. You have a money team bracelet. Now, I know plenty of strippers walking around Los Angeles right now that have Rolexes per the money team.
I mean, I have Rolexes. I have Rolex. I have Hublot. But that's his token of appreciation to his team in general, the men and the women. The women get a certain type of watch, and the men get a certain type of watch. And for a long time, I wouldn't accept any gifts from him because I really wanted him to know the relationship was genuine. It was really, I was really inspired to see somebody come from a Stockton, Grand Rapids, and fucking hustle and become a billionaire off of his talent.
Right.
And I had a front row seat to like learn from this guy. I talked to him today. Matter of fact, on the way over here,
Yeah.
I talked to him. So he's been a great support. So once on one of my birthdays several years ago, he gave me the Hublot when he was fighting. I don't know if it was Pacquiao or whoever he was fighting. He gave me a Hublot. He gave all of us in the room a Hublot. And then when I got my last podcast deal with Fox Soul, he gave me a Rolex. But now I bought all my own watches. I buy all my own jewelry.
Yeah, you're rich, man.
I'm not rich, but I'm
$50 million evaluation rich. Hollywood Unlocked.
You have the $50 million valuation.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming, man.
Lots of hard work and dedication.
Hard work and dedication.
Yes.
There it is. Hey, Jason Lee, my guy, thanks for pulling
Anytime.
up. Yes, sir.
Anytime.